Good morning, lunatics. I'm Matt Sunday, Chris Bradford, and welcome to Morning Java. Morning Java is brought to you by GetGo Cafe and Market, where for a limited time you can try the smokestack pulled pork sandwich. Now this thing is slow smoked for 16 hours. Dude, that's right up my alley.
That sounds pretty good right about now.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab that soon. But let's talk Joe Musgrove. This guy, he started his second game for the Pirates, and all he did was mow him down smokestack style.
Very true, like smokestacks. Well, the first inning was a little rough for him. He did give up the leadoff double. You're thinking, oh, he's really laboring here through the first inning, But then he gets through that, and then he looks like the Joe Musgrove that we saw Friday night here against St. Louis. I really like the guy's demeanor. I think that's the one thing that really stands out to me. I mean, even more than the pitching itself, he brings, I think, an attitude to the Pirates, particularly the pitching staff that I don't think we have seen from the Pirates, at least, maybe since A.J. Burnett.
No, he's got that. No, this is only a couple of starts, but
True.
He's won a World Series as of last year, and the guy, he seems to have that little bit of an it. He spoke after the game talking to Dan Potash about just being a competitor and, wanting to compete, and he said that's what that slide into second base, that's what that was. The guy, he competes on the base paths. He has 2 hits now as a Pirate. He's contributed in both of his wins. Honestly, as soon as Jay hit that home run and tied things up for him and got him comfortable and able to get past that 25 pitches in the first inning.
Yep.
Once he got through that, the guy was on fire. I'm sure we'll be talking a little bit more about him in a minute. As Chris mentioned, some intangibles in this game. We're both some intangible guys. We like a little bit of grit, a little bit of size and hustle to the game.
This had a hockey feel to it there a little bit in the third inning.
It sure did. We get benches cleared finally.
Yeah, I think we've been waiting for that in this series to finally kind of boil over. Didn't quite happen. No punches thrown, no ejections. But we finally saw the Pirates, I think, really start to stick up for themselves. They certainly stuck up for Joe Musgrove after he takes out Javier Baez at second base. I had to like it.
Yeah, Baez, it was never Rizzo that brought any attitude into this series. It was a little bit of Baez, it was a little bit of Kyle Schwarber laughing around the plate while everything was going down the other night. And, it's just, it was good to see a pitcher who people consider kind of the fragile guys in the league going in. He wasn't hesitant at all to go in, feet first and try and break up a double play, and he was able to.
No, he wasn't apologetic about it at all. After the game, he said, he was doing the same thing that he thought Rizzo was doing a few nights earlier with the catcher.
Diaz.
Elias Diaz. He said, same thing. I was just going right at the base. He kind of popped up. Things happened. He totally didn't apologize. Other thing I liked about Musgrove's performance, we forgot to mention, he also picked the guy off at second base.
Oh, he sure did. And I honestly thought he had one in the first inning.
Yeah.
The Pirates opted not to challenge the first pickoff attempt there at second base on Addison Russell. Not a good guy, by the way. I don't know if he is, but he hurt me, so whatever. But I think on the second attempt, he actually got him. I've got a photo where it looks at least like Jay Hayes got the glove on him and the foot's off the bag. He's got a real deceptive move, and it's quick to second base. So your starter goes 7 innings. Excellent.
Yeah.
Guy comes in, Kyle Crick, nails him in the 8th. Excellent. Felipe Vasquez comes in the 9th, mows him down. Excellent. Kind of how a baseball game should look, yeah?
Yeah, we haven't seen that in a while from the Pirates. Their bullpen has been one of their bigger problems. I mean, Vasquez had blown his last 3 saves. He comes in the 9th. He was really good. I was really impressed by Kyle Crick. I mean, that's a guy, not a lot was known about him. He's only had a few really good games here, I think, for them lately. And he comes in, gets a 1-2-3 8th inning. That's a role he wasn't really used to. I mean, it was George Contos there who'd been handling the 8th inning there for a while.
No, we saw, Contos. We've seen Edgar Santana. We've seen Rich Rodriguez. I mean, we've seen a lot of guys playing really good baseball and getting a lot of strikeouts and getting guys up and down, but that didn't happen at all in this last week of baseball. The Pirates really needed Kyle Crick to come in and do what he did and get 3 outs and give them a chance for Vasquez to come in a more comfortable, traditional 9th inning position. Last season we saw him throwing a lot of 4 or 5 out saves, but it just hasn't been there this year. The comfort wasn't there. Had a couple days off, and now he's back to flame throwing. He's throwing, I don't know if you noticed, but he really threw that slider a couple times last night, and he just got guys with it.
Yeah, you can't underestimate how important a win this is for the Pirates. I mean, it does snap a losing streak against a team that they obviously have some bitter feelings towards. A very good team win tonight for the Pirates.
So we're just a couple of Ryan Reeves guys covering a baseball game while our baseball guy goes from the city of Bridges to a city with a giant arch out in St. Louis.
Another important NL Central series.
It is. This is 3 in a row now. You know, the Pirates, they looked good at times against St. Louis in this homestand, and they probably should have come away with a little bit better record than they did. We talked about the bullpen woes, but what needs to change for them going out to St. Louis now?
Well, I think some of the bigger bats have to come alive. We haven't seen really Josh Harrison hit a home run tonight. I'd like to see a guy like Corey Dickerson, maybe Colin Moran. You know, even Austin Meadows. He 2 home runs. Ooh, what was that? Or a home run last night? Or
yeah, he's up to 4 now.
Yeah, I mean, starting to see a little more power ball from those guys.
Yeah, no, it's good to see. I mean, Meadows, he's still above that 400 mark. You know, he's out there playing hard. He got his first actual walk that wasn't intentional in the league. So it's good to see him being a little bit patient at the plate, too. The guy that I really like to see explode a little bit was Jay Hay, because in the dugout, he's been a little bit frustrated over this homestand. He came back into the lineup and he hit the ball well, but then he was slumping a little bit. Saw him playing with his bat a lot, sitting on the bench in the dugout. So I think he's just... mentally, he's in a good spot now. He got that home run. He's been on the base paths. He's excited to contribute. And you brought up Corey Dickerson. I'd argue that the Corey Dickerson of this year is in a better spot than he was last year, even with more power numbers last season.
Yeah.
Because he's doing so many of the things that almost make him a funny hitter to watch. He's doing the Votto, like, choking way up with 2 strikes, and he's slapping a lot of balls to the opposite side of the field. When a hitter does that, they're so much less prone to go on those long slumps, which happened with Corey Dickerson last season through the second half of the year.